Myself. My name is Vonni, and I don't have a cough. I've had my 3-piece suite removed and I've had a gas stove fitted. It's brilliant. But I've got this boyfriend and he told me, and it's a bit embarrassing, I don't like talking amongst, I don't normally talk about it in front of strangers, but he told me that my vagina was too big. Now, isn't that dreadful? He told me that it was like dipping a bit of string in a bucket. Now, I was offended by that. Now, see what happens is when you have the snip and tuck, if you've got a big willy and they got plenty to work with, and then you get a big vagina. And I'm not saying that I've got a big vagina, but I got run over by a bus the other day and there's still people climbing out. Every time I go to my gynecologist, that bitch, she ties herself to the door with a bit of string, a bit of rope. She was looking, and you know, when you, girls, between us, just between us, when you go to the gynecologist and you're lying on that table and you've got your legs up in those stirrups, and she's looking down, and she's going, my God, you have got a big vagina. My God, you have got a big vagina. I said, there's no need to be rude and say it twice. She said, I didn't. So I did my exercises. I went on this website and I worked out how to make a tight vagina for my gorgeous boyfriend, because he's gorgeous. And what this website said, because you know you can get anything on a website these days, you just Google it. And so I Googled tight vagina. And what happens is that you know, everybody's got them in their home, everybody's got them in their bedroom. You know those great big mirrors that go from the floor to the ceiling on a sliding wardrobe? And so what they do is you take them off the hinges and you lay them on the floor, and then you get aerobics and you start naked over them, and you're doing all of this sort of thing. I felt like Olivia Newton-John, let's get physical. So I'm stark naked and I'm over the mirrors on the floor and I'm doing my exercises, and I could feel it after 20 minutes. I could feel it getting smaller and smaller. I was so excited, and then my boyfriend walked in and he said, what are you doing? I said, I'm making my vagina smaller for you. He said, careful you don't fall through that fucking big hole in the floor. Bastard, he's a bastard. No, I wasn't impressed. Oh, God. But you do what you can for family, you do what you can. Everybody got family, haven't they? I've got a beautiful family. My brother came and stayed with me the other day, and he said, Vonni, you've got to get rid of those things that you got, those moist towelettes in the toilet. He said, I'm using them to wipe my bum. And he said, I got this great big rash. I said, I haven't got any moist towelettes in the toilet. He said, yes you have. He says, they only came and showed. I said, you fucking idiot. I said, they're bleach. That's bleach to wipe the bloody ball out. No wonder. But you know, my Nana, my gorgeous Nana, she's beautiful. She was 104 when she passed away. She didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to chuck out of. I don't know how she kept it going for all the, well, probably cocaine. But I don't know how she did it. She was beautiful. And the family loved her. There was all the children and all the great-grandchildren, the great-great-great-grandchildren. And I thought, how are we going to make it so that everybody can still enjoy our poor Nana when she's passed away? So I thought, oh, fuck it. We'll put her ashes in the Etch-a-Sketch and then they can still have a play. It was lovely. It was good. No, it was good. No, it was lovely. Mark, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to introduce you to Mark, our gorgeous DJ. Isn't he a hottie? He's so hot. He makes me go more. He's made me quite get moist and everything. I even cracked a wide on. No, he's good. And I'm so lucky that I'm back there behind that. Oh, and I'm looking at. Oh. Now, Mark said he wanted to ask me a few questions, so I thought, oh, go for it. All right, what do you want to ask me, darling?
Okay, so a lot of people here may not know Vonni. Vonni, of course, you grew up in Adelaide.
Yes. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's okay. We forget. I did too, so it's all good. So you've been performing for many years, but one of the highlights of your career, of course, was touring with Les Girls.
Absolutely. I don't know, but of course those of you that have got a history in Melbourne would remember that Les Girls started in the 70s up in the High Esplanade in St Kilda at St Moritz, and then they went on tour and they came to Adelaide, and in 1978 they were in Adelaide and I was working in a strip club, and one of the performers, who some of you may know, beautiful Renee Scott, who's no longer with us, she decided that she wanted to leave the show, and so I took her place and I carried on the tour around Australia with the Melbourne touring show of Les Girls.
Yay. And you also worked in King's Cross.
I did work in King's Cross. When the touring show finished and we ended up back in Melbourne, we didn't have any work, and a few of us were working in the R-rated cinemas in Collins Street and Swanson Street, and they used to show these blue movies, and then they'd have strippers on in between, and so I did that. And then one day I got home and I had this message on my machine from someone saying, please call me, I've got a job offer for you in King's Cross. And when I rang the number, it was Carlotta, and she offered me a job, and so I was in the King's Cross show of Les Girls from about 1980 until about 1988. So it was wonderful.
And of course, one of the things that that stands out for me, having only seen you perform a handful of times, I was lucky enough to see you perform with Conchita. And one of the things about that was that you were such a big supporter of the entire scene, from the young up-and-coming performers right through to some of them who have been performing for a number of years. Tell me a little bit about your philosophy about sort of supporting the scene. And
well, as some of you may know, that Conchita Conchita's actually just a gay boy, and she uses that to perform, and so she dresses up as a bearded lady, and she had this amazing song, and she won Eurovision 2014, and I was blessed that last year the Adelaide Feast Festival invited me to host her show, which was called Art of Drag with Conchita. And she performed all of the songs from her new album, and I was allowed to ask her 10 questions, 5 in the first half, 5 in the second half, and it was amazing. And because she was coming from Vienna over to Australia, it was sponsored by Adelaide Tourism, South Australian Tourism, and so a majority of the show had to be South Australian. And so I got together some of the best queens in South Australia, and we do have amazing talent in South Australia. I'm so blessed to be there, and so I put them in a show and we performed that, and it was in front of 2,000 people. It was fantastic. Loved it.
That's all I've got to ask.
All right, lovely. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to have a little wee break, so all of you ladies can take your pussies to the kitty litter. I'm going to go out the back and have a quick shave, and then we'll be back with more. But what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen, because it is so busy, the hotel are going to take out the tables. All right, so we can fit more people in. So now that your dinners are finished, you're welcome to sort of stay where you are, but the tables are going to go out. So we'll be back in about 30 to 40 minutes time. The tables are going, and we'll see you in a short time. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Vonni. And of course, we've still got 4 more shows coming at you tonight, so stick around.
someone else is pulling